All right, we'll give everyone a couple more minutes here to get situated. If you haven't already, please grab a blanket, a pillow, or a towel to use for practice this evening. If you have any requests for class in terms of area on the body or posture in specific, please feel free to pop that over into the comments section. And I'm also going to share my Spotify playlist over here in the comments as well. So I've heard that you can't use the link to the actual Spotify to find it. So I'm going to share my username as well as the name of the password so that you can look me up on Spotify that way. If you've been here before, it's the same playlist. I just change out a few songs here and there, so it'll be updated every week. It's just Sammy Fussy 22, and then the playlist is actually named Restorative Yoga. All right, we will begin. My name is Sammy. For those of you who are new, it looks like we have a lot of the same crew here, which is awesome. I'm so glad you're back. Thank you for taking the time to come and practice yoga with me. So my name is Sammy. I teach at Yoga Fit in Northeast, as well as Loring Park and Linden Hill Studios, as well as just kind of wherever is needed. I typically just teach restore classes, but also some yoga 1 and 2 classes as well. So if you have any questions again throughout class today, I do leave the comment section up and I check it as much as I can. So if you have questions, concerns, or anything in there, always feel free to communicate with me through that. And we will get started this evening in Shavasana. So you can lie all the way down on your mat, allow your arms and legs to extend long. I am going to start that playlist on the first song called Awakening right here. So if you want to follow along, feel free to do so. So as you lay all the way down on your back, allow the palms to face up, maybe the toes to turn out to the outer corners of the yoga mat. You walk the shoulder blades a little closer towards one another as you just settle into this space and into your practice this evening. Let go of any wiggles or fidgets. Maybe nod the head side to side on the mat. Feel the lower part of the scalp just massaging into the floor, the ground. As you situate, allow the eyes to close. Relax the muscles of the face. Relax the jaw. Maybe even relax the tongue from the roof of the mouth. Let everything just ease away. And as you find yourself lying here on the mat, just check in. Ask yourself how you're doing, how you're really doing. Is there anything that is popping up for you on your mind, on your heart? Any thoughts that maybe you just can't quite let go of quite yet? And starting to check in with the body, noticing any areas of soreness or areas that feel tight. And as you notice these areas, instead of creating judgment or expectation, just notice. Maybe give yourself a little pat on the back or a little pop of gratitude here for as you discover those areas and you just notice them without applying any judgments. Right here, right now is exactly where you are supposed to be. Every decision you've made today has led you to this moment. Let yourself be really present here. And as you start to settle in, noticing the smells around you, the touch of the air on your skin. Maybe you're practicing by an open window right now and you can hear the raindrops. Again, there's no right or wrong. We're just noticing, coming into tune with our bodies and our mind in our practice. And slowly here, starting to deepen the breath, taking some bigger inhales and bigger exhales. Letting yourself feel the air drawn into the body, feeling the air escape. Maybe you're taking some out or open mouth exhales here, really letting the breath go. Maybe you're just feeling the breath internally with internal inhales and exhales. If you were here last week, we talked about really breathing with our diaphragms, letting our bellies fill up. While you lay here on your back, see if you can sense that. Maybe place your hands on your belly to really feel the breath come in. As you breathe into the body, start to cultivate or think of an intention for your practice, something to focus your mind, your breath, your efforts on this evening. Something that will help keep you present here during moments of challenge. Maybe your intention today is all about giving back to your body in terms of rest and recovery, restoration, just giving back. We take advantage of our bodies, and our bodies are always willing to give energy. They move us places, they take us where we want to go. They withstand the crazy, hectic lives we often live. To really reward yourself, give back, gift yourself this time, being totally present with just your body and your spirit. We'll set our intentions together, starting with an exhale, release the air from the lungs. Now take a big breath in through the nose, filling up. Open mouth exhale, send it out. Another one just like that, this time just for you. Big inhale through the nose. Open mouth exhale, let it go. Now, as always, yogis, you are more than welcome to stay here or in any other resting posture for as long as you would like. If you are ready to move on with your practice this evening, start softly, just nodding the head side to side. Open and close the jaw, maybe wiggle the eyebrows. Continuing to deeply breathe into the body. And as you start to feel ready, maybe wiggling the fingers and toes, inviting more awareness in. Eventually rolling out the wrists and the ankles. And when you're ready, inhaling arms overhead for full body stretch. Press through the bottoms of the feet as you reach your arms in the back. On the exhale, guide both knees into the chest. Give yourself a gentle squeeze here. And inhale, reach long, full body stretch. This time on the exhale, cross your right ankle over your left and grab hold of your right wrist overhead. As you stretch in your full body position, start to work the feet over towards the left corner of the mat. And bring your arms over to the left side as well. So starting to create a really nice C shape in the spine. This is our banana asana. Go till you feel the stretch. Back off if you feel any tight pulling. And just breathe into wherever you feel the subtle stretch. Relaxing the throat and the jaw. And inhale, come back to neutral, unwind, release the wrist. Take another full body stretch. Notice how each side feels. Maybe one feels a little lighter than the other. And then take the stretch to the opposite side. So crossing left ankle over right, grabbing hold of the left wrist overhead. And now bringing the hands over towards the right corner and the toes over towards the right corner. Breathing again deeply here, noticing maybe some differences side to side. That's totally okay, just let it go. And breathing into wherever you feel the stretch. Relaxing the muscles of the face, softening the jaw. Breathe through the belly. Another big inhale here. Exhale back to neutral, unwind, relax the feet, relax the arms. Now from here, we're inhaling the knees back into the chest. This time feeling a gentle rounding of the spine as you draw the knees a little bit closer. Starting to rock side to side here, across the back. Feel the body just melting down into the floor. Maybe rolling up the ankles, pointing and flexing the feet, wiggling the toes while you're here. And then slowly finding stillness in this position. We're going to keep our knees in towards the chest now and extend our arms out into a T, palms facing down, and then slowly start to rock the knees over towards your right side, bringing your gaze over your left shoulder, melting into the twist. When you're ready, inhale, bring the head back to neutral. Gently guide the knees back in as well. Rock side to side a few times if it feels good. And when you're ready, allow the knees to rest on the left side of the body, bringing the gaze over the right shoulder, really working that right shoulder down to the floor. And again, as you feel ready, gently bringing everything back into neutral. Now this time from neutral, we're going to roll to our right side, placing our head on our arm for just a moment here in fetal position. And when you're ready, pressing the chest up to find a seated position facing the front of the space. Finding seated however that feels for you, whether that's cross-legged or legs extended. Feel free to support yourself here with your props. First option is to slide your blanket or your prop underneath your hips for a little bit more space in the hips. Otherwise, you can support your legs if it's a little too tight here, sliding your props underneath your knees. So feel free to find that position, taking your time. And as you settle in, we're bringing our hands to our knees here. We're going to close our eyes Just gently kind of find your perfect alignment or whatever that means for you. Maybe that's just adjusting how your body sits naturally. Working to find those shoulders resting right over the hips, the earlobes right over the shoulders. The crown of the head extends tall towards the sky as the hips sink down towards the earth. Taking some deep breaths here. Letting go right now of your work day, maybe your day at home with your kids, maybe just your afternoon or your morning. Letting that all go and instead just finding yourself really present with your breath and your practice. Taking those deep breaths in, noticing any thoughts that maybe pop up here, and just letting them go on the exhale. And as you focus in here, work to just be still within your body. Resist any urges to wiggle or fidget. Let go of the need to know what's coming next. Be right here, right now. When the time feels right for you, bring your hands into heart center. Take your time. Here at heart center, feel the power between the palms pressing into one another. Feel that energy coursing through your spine, your prana, your life force. And together we'll exhale, release the air from the lungs. Take a big breath in through the nose. Open mouth, exhale, let it go. Relaxing the hands back down to the knees. You can blink the eyes open. And from here, we're going to start to just gently circle the torso. So really starting to warm up, starting with some small circles, maybe feeling the core fire up. Maybe starting to, every circle, make that a little bit bigger. Moving in whichever direction feels most comfortable for you. And as you circle, work to keep the sit bones rooted to the ground or to your prop, whatever you're using tonight. Maybe you let your head and your neck come into these circles. Letting everything feel loose and fluid. Noticing if there's any areas that maybe feel more stiff than others. Again, that's totally okay. That's very natural. Just notice. And take one more big circle here. And coming back to that neutral position. We'll take the circles in the opposite direction again, starting small. And gradually increasing the size of these movements. If it feels better for you to close the eyes, always feel free to do so. And again, maybe your head and your neck start to add into these circles, moving slowly with control. But really letting the breath guide the movement. Pausing again wherever it feels tight. Just giving yourself some extra time to unwind, to release. One more big circle this way. And meeting back in this neutral position. Now, if you're sitting cross-legged here, We're gonna notice which leg is crossed in front first. So for me, it's the left leg. I'm gonna bring that behind the right leg now. And we're gonna start that same thing all over again. So we'll start in whichever direction feels most comfortable, moving slowly in small circles to begin, gradually increasing the size. Notice any differences from this side to the next or the last. Notice how it feels different maybe to have the other leg crossed in front. If you're sitting wide-legged or with legs extended, feel free to just continue circling. And again, getting the head and the neck involved. Really warming up our spine here. This is really good for our spine health in general. It's also good for us to help clear out the mind, and just to feel our prana, our life force. Not only that, you can also really feel the sit bones grounding down into the earth, bringing us right here, right now, rooting us to the present moment. One more big circle. And then coming back to stillness. You know the drill here, taking this in the opposite direction, starting small, gradually increasing. This is our last round. Remembering to breathe, softening the muscles of the face. Take one more. And meeting back in our neutral position. From here, we're going to bring our arms straight out in front of us. And then from this position, we're going to cross our right arm under our left. So first option here is just to grab hold of opposite shoulder and start to bring the arms up a little bit here, feeling a little bit of a stretch in between the shoulders. If this doesn't do anything for you, you can work towards your eagle arms, giving yourself a double bind, and then lifting the shoulders high. Breathing deeply here. I'm going to turn to the side so you can see a little bit better as well. My arms I'm lifting my elbows up to shoulder height, but I'm also pressing the hands away from the face. We don't want them to be clunking our nose. Give yourself a little space. That's going to really help deepen the shoulder stretch. Just taking a couple breaths here. Big breath in. Big breath out. And unwind. And shake it out. Maybe roll those shoulders. And we'll take it to the other side. Bringing arms out in front. This time we're sweeping our left arm under our right. Again, option to place hands on the shoulders, lifting the elbows high. If that doesn't do much for you, that's okay. Work for the double bind. And then from here, elbows are reaching up, pressing the palms away from the face. Breathing deeply, sitting straight in our spine. Really letting that tension go with every exhale, softening just a little bit more. Another big breath in. Big breath out. Release the arms. Shake it out. You can bring your hands either to your lap or your shoulders now. We're going to work on our shoulders just a little bit more here. Big breath in. Roll the shoulders up. Exhale, roll them down. Another one like that. Inhale, roll them up. Really squeezing at the top. And exhale, roll them down. One more. Inhale, roll them up. Exhale, roll them back. Then we're going to reverse the direction. So we were just rolling up, back, and down. We're going to go up. Back, up, and down. The opposite direction. There we go. So inhale, up. Exhale, roll them down. Inhale up, squeeze. Exhale, roll them down. One more. Inhale, roll them up. Exhale, roll them down. Now from our seated position, we're rolling through to find tabletop. Hands will be stacked underneath the shoulders. Knees are going to be stacked underneath the hips. Pressing the tops of the feet down here to start. Fingers are spread wide. We're tracking, right, our shoulders over our wrists. Sorry about my double jointed elbows here. It looks a little wacky. We're just working to keep a nice little micro bend here. Pressing through the shoulders. We'll start with our cat and cow. Inhale, drop your belly, lift your gaze. Open up the chest as you press those shoulders towards the hips. Gaze goes up towards the sky. Exhale, round the spine, chin up towards the chest. Gazing through the legs. Press the earth away. Inhale to cow pose. Drop your belly, lift your gaze. Exhale, round the spine, press away. One more inhale, drop your belly, cow pose. Exhale, cat pose, round the spine, press away. And coming back to our neutral position. Now from our neutral position here, we're going to step our right hand in a little bit closer towards midline. From here, we're going to bring our right leg out towards the side and step our left toes back, so we're creating kind of a gate posture. Now, just like you have a bow and arrow here in your left hand, pull your bow back, opening up the chest, reaching fingertips up towards the sky. Starting to feel a nice stretch here in the side body. If you don't feel that stretch yet, try sweeping the arm overhead, reaching towards the top edge of the mat, working to keep yourself in one line here. So we don't want to hunch forward, we're opening up the chest. Maybe even bringing your gaze up towards your elbow, breathing into wherever you feel any soreness or tightness. Another big breath in. Exhale, bring it back. Taking that same stretch to the other side now. We'll start by walking the left hand a little closer in towards midline. Kickstanding our left foot out. Standing right leg long. And bow and arrow with the arm. Bringing the right arm up towards the sky. And bringing your gaze with that arm as it lifts. Again, you may already feel the stretch here. That's great. If you want to extend that stretch, you can reach your arm overhead towards that top edge of the mat, opening the chest up as much as you can. And noticing any differences side to side. Exhale, come back to center. Now from center, we're going to bring big toes to touch, knees go out wide, sinking the hips towards the heels here to start. Option tonight for a supported child's pose. We're going to take an extended child's pose to start, and then we'll come into our regular balasana with our arms down by our sides. So option here for your supports. If you want a little bit more support underneath your chest, try bringing your pillow or your blanket in between the legs. If you're looking to stretch out the shoulders a little bit more, try bringing the pillow or your blanket at the top of the mat and allowing the forearms to rest on top of it. So making your way down, your forehead will come towards the ground here or towards your pillow if you have that support. Just relaxing, spreading fingers wide, nice little L or soft stretch in the elbows. Let the shoulders soften down. And breathing deeply as you melt into this position, letting the hips open up slightly. As you start to melt into this posture, think about guiding the hips down onto the heels as you extend through the crown of the head.
And as you melt into this posture, notice any thoughts that are popping up for you. If you find yourself in a place outside of the four corners of your mat, come back to focusing on the breath, watching your inhales and exhales, thinking about your intention for class, and letting this posture feel really good in the body. But anytime it starts to feel really uncomfortable, really painful, always move on to something that is going to better support your body and better be in your practice. And slowly letting those shoulders just soften deeper and deeper. And as you start to feel ready, we're going to bring our hands back towards our feet, letting the palms face up, taking our traditional Balasana, child's pose. And slowly start to nod your head side to side, massaging out the forehead. Walking the arms back. And slowly starting to press the chest back up. And as you make your way up, finding our tabletop posture, you can stretch out the legs, maybe roll the chest, whatever feels good for you. Release any of that energy that was stagnant. When you feel ready, we're slowly lowering all the way down to our bellies here. We're going to start with our hands underneath the shoulders, really squeezing the elbows in towards the body. Really feel the triceps fire up here. You can zip the legs together, pressing the tops of the feet down into the ground. Really melt your lower back as you start to press down actively with your body. And then using your core strength, lifting the chest off of the floor, let those shoulders roll back. Got little to no weight here in the hands. Breathing deeply, think about opening up the chest. Take another deep inhale here. See if you can lift just a little higher. And exhale, release. We're going to take a belly down Shavasana, extending our arms long by our sides, bringing our right cheek down to the floor. You can relax the legs, maybe even wiggle out the hips. Allow the eyes to close. Let the body melt. Feel the belly pressing down on the floor as it inhales. Feeling the diaphragm do a lot of work here as it brings the air in. We'll take another round of this stretch when you're ready. Bringing the chin back into neutral. Bringing the hands back under the shoulders. If that felt really good for you, feel free to continue with that. If you'd like to get a deeper stretch here in the back and the shoulders, you can bring the elbows underneath the shoulders this time. Arms are parallel with one another, really spreading the fingers super wide on the mat. Then we're going to press the elbows down so that we're lifting the chest here and really breathing through the heart, almost like you're reaching your heart forward, still pressing the legs down into the floor. This is our Sphinx posture. Really subtle tuck of the chin here, finding that nice alignment in the spine. This feels like it's crunching into your low back. Just head right back down into that cobra posture. Otherwise, we're breathing deeply. Pressing the arms into the earth for Sphinx, squeezing the elbows in towards the body for cobra. Take another deep breath in. And exhale, release belly down Shavasana to the other side, left cheek to the mat. Relaxing the hips, the low body. Breathing into it. Before we transition back up to a seated posture, we're going to take another shoulder stretch. So we're going to start by extending our left arm out to a T. Our left cheek is still on the mat. We're going to bend our right arm in so that our hand is underneath our right shoulder. And we're slowly going to start to roll onto our left shoulder here. Starting to stretch that out, really feel the stretch in the front of the shoulder. Spreading the left fingers really wide here on the floor. If it feels good, you can reach that right foot back. Deepening that stretch. Breathing as much as you can. Bringing as much air in as possible. Just promotes even more softening within the body. And exhale, slowly roll back. You can bring that left arm down by your side, relax the right arm down. Back to belly down Shavasana. When you're ready, flipping your cheeks, bringing your right cheek down to the floor, extending your right arm out to the T, and then bending the left arm in towards the chest, planting the palm underneath your shoulder. Slowly start to roll onto your right side. Again, if it feels good here, feel free to reach that left leg back. And just notice here, maybe one side is a little more open than the other. Again, that's totally okay. And exhale, slowly roll back to your chest. And relax both arms down by the side, belly down Shavasana. When you're ready on the next inhale, bring your chin back to neutral. Bring the hands back under the shoulders and slowly press the chest back up. Take your time to transition. Move how you need to move to relax, to release. Our meeting posture is that neutral tabletop pose. From here, we're going to drop our hips down to either side and swing our legs out in front. Now from this position here, I'm going to turn towards the camera slightly so you can see. We're going to extend our right leg long and then bending the left leg in so that the foot rests on the inner thigh. We're going to start by just finding our seat, maybe moving some muscle out from beneath the sit bones. Then you can either point or flex your foot here. I personally like to flex my foot. I get a really nice stretch at the back of the leg, but if this feels better for you, feel free to do so. Whatever you're doing, stay active in your legs and sit up strong in your spine. Then bring your hands into heart center. Take a nice deep breath in, sweeping the arms overhead. On the exhale here to start, we're just going to frame our legs. So we're going to twist our torso slightly. So we're framing and slowly melt down towards the leg. So as you can see here, we're letting this posture feel really good in the body and not super intense like a stretch. We're going to let our hands rest wherever they rest and relax the head and the neck down. Keeping that leg active is important, but you can soften and bend at the knee as much as you need to. And think about here, working the belly towards the thigh rather than getting the head towards the knee. And letting your breath take you deeper in this posture. On my inhales, I'm picturing my spine and my leg muscles lengthening. And then on the exhales, I'm picturing the body just softening or melting into the posture just a little bit more. Now from this position, we're going to start to reach our right hand a little bit deeper towards our right foot. At the same time, like again, that bow and arrow option that we had earlier, we're going to open the chest up, reaching the left arm overhead. So we're creating a little bit of a twist here. This is when I really like to press through the heel. If it feels better for you, you can bring your hand on the inside of your right foot or leg, wherever it rests. Now from here, we're going to sweep our arm overhead. So we're still keeping our torso open just like we did with that bow and arrow. We're just reaching the fingertips towards the toe. Your gaze is again up towards the sky here, and we're breathing deeply. Feeling that stretch on the outer part of our left leg, or our left side body rather, the inside of our right leg. In this posture, you may notice your breath starting to feel a little choppy. That's your body telling you to back off. So lessen that stretch just a little bit more. Back off just a little bit. One more big breath in. And exhale, release the hand back down to the ground. And we'll straighten up, finding that neutral position. Switching out the legs now. So we'll extend our left leg long, bending the right foot in towards the left. And I'll position myself here. Finding your seat once more, maybe moving some muscle out from beneath the sit bones, sitting tall in the spine. So again, we'll start hands at heart center, our leg is active. Inhale, sweep the arms overhead, twisting the torso slightly here, and exhale, framing that leg as we melt down. Continuing to breathe, relaxing the head and the neck, softening that knee as much as you'd like, continuing to keep the leg active. Working for that belly to thigh connection. And starting to creep those left fingertips longer than the right. And again, if it feels better for you, you can bring it to the inside of the foot. Taking your bow and arrow, opening up our right arm, twisting the torso open. And as you feel ready, starting to reach the right arm overhead. One more big breath in here. Big breath out. Letting go. Slowly walking the chest back up. Now from this position, extend the legs long. And we're slowly going to make our way back to the mat. And as you make your way back in here, guide the knees into the chest. Rock side to side, just let it all go. Slowly finding stillness. As you find stillness, hug the right knee into the chest. Extend the left leg long. Really giving yourself a nice gentle squeeze in the right hip first. And then on the exhale, guiding your right leg across the body for our supine spinal twist. Sending our right arm out to the T, gaze travels over the right shoulder. Come back to the breath. Inhale, slowly bring the knee back into the chest. Start with a gentle squeeze. And send the right leg long. Inhale the left knee in. Same thing here, start with a gentle squeeze. On your exhale, guide the leg across the body. Extending left arm out to the T, bring your gaze over your left shoulder. Inhale, slowly bring everything back to neutral. Hug the left knee in. And then guide the right knee in as well. Taking happy baby now, grabbing inside, outside arches of the feet. Pressing the feet up towards the sky. Rocking side to side across the spine. Maybe stretching one leg out at a time. And breathing. Making your way back to stillness. Release the feet, but keep the knees into the chest. Wrap your arms around your shins. Lift your shoulders, neck, and head off the mat. Take a nice deep inhale here. Exhale, squeeze everything as tight as you can. Take another deep inhale. Exhale, release into Shavasana. Arms and legs extend long. Allow the toes to turn out. Walk the shoulder blades closer towards one another, palms face up. Allow the muscles in the face to soften. Just enjoy your breath right here, right now. You did it. You made it to your mat today. Just extend some gratitude.
Reading now from Melody Beattie's Journey to the Heart. Loving yourself will make it better. Sometimes we feel powerless. We have circumstances in our lives we simply cannot change, no matter what we do to create something different, to move the situation along. We can't get another person to behave differently. We can't seem to change something at work. We can't do something about our money situation, at least not at the moment. Nothing in life seems to be going our way. It's not what we're doing anything wrong. We aren't off our path or neglecting a particular lesson. The energy of that particular time in our lives is frustrating. There is no action we can change our circumstances. All we can do is surrender to the circumstances, accept what's happening, and stay in the moment. During those times, there is one action we can take that will help. We can love ourselves. When we can't seem to do anything about the world around us, when we can't even seem to do much about ourselves, we can always, always love ourselves. When all our other powers seem stripped away, we can practice the power of self-love. It's one power no one can take away. Self-love will always make things better, and perhaps when a difficult time is past, you'll look back and say, that's what I was really learning all along, the ever-present healing power of learning to love myself. Self-love will always make things better. And perhaps when a difficult time is past, you'll look back and say, that's what I was really learning all along, the ever-present, ever-healing power of learning to love myself. Yogis, you are more than welcome to stay right here for a little bit longer or for as long as you would like this evening. If you are ready to move on with your Thursday evening, start softly. Just take some deeper inhales and exhales. Move your breath through your body. And start to wiggle the fingers and toes. Nod the head side to side. Open and close the jaw. And slowly inhale the arms overhead. Take a full body stretch, just like you're waking up for the first time today. On your exhale, roll to one side. Place your head on your arm, drawing the knees in towards the chest. Fetal asana. If you're in fetal posture, reflect on your practice. Learn or tune in to what you have learned today, whether that's about your body, about your mind, maybe just about the present moment. Extend gratitude to your body, your vessel. Extend gratitude to your practice and for whatever brought you here this evening. Finally, extend gratitude to the ancient tradition of yoga that brought us all here tonight and that was shared with us. As you press your chest up, find a seated position, facing the front of the space, bring the hands into heart center. Take a couple deep breaths here. With hands at heart center, begin to rub the palms together. Once your palms are nice and warm, cup them over the eyes, and as you feel the heat transfer from your hands into your face, gently blink the eyes open. Bringing our hands back down to heart center. Yogis, thank you so much for joining me this evening, for sharing your practice with everyone else here this evening, for showing up for you and for our community. With hands at heart center, for peace and love in all of our actions, we bring our hands to our lips. For peace and love in all of our words, we bring our hands to our third eye center, the seat of our enlightenment. For peace and love in all of our thoughts, bowing forward, we seal the practice together. Namaste.